I've terminated the contracts of every player in the Premier League. That means the likes of Salah, Van Dijk, Kane and Kante are all free agents and available for any club in the world to pick up on a free transfer. So what we're going to do is simulate 5 years into the future and see exactly where all these players have gone and how it's changed the landscape of football and the Premier League. But first of all, we're going to jump 1 year into the future because that's probably more sensible to see where all these players have gone initially. So I've got a short list here of the Premier League players sorted by current ability, and the best current ability player in the Premier League according to Football Manager is Mohamed Salah, who has gone to Real Madrid, unsurprisingly. On a massive contract and valued at an awful lot of money, his first season in Madrid was actually not as good as he would have thought it was going to be, only 11 goals and 10 assists. As well as Salah, they've also picked up Sadio Mane, Alisson and Reece James. A pretty decent haul for Madrid. PSG have done pretty well. They've picked up Virgil van Dijk, Harry Kane and N'Golo Kante. That's a pretty deadly trio. I'm interested to see how well Harry Kane has done in terms of scoring goals. 21 goals and 9 assists in a team with Lionel Messi. That's not too bad. Interestingly, the 6th best player in the Premier League according to current ability a year into the future after a year of simulation is Kai Havertz, and he went to Hoffenheim, which seems like a bit of an odd move. Not odd in the fact that it's Germany, because he is German himself, right? But surely a Bayern Munich would have been interested, or a Dortmund, someone bigger than Hoffenheim, but maybe I'm being a bit harsh on Hoffenheim. Had a pretty decent season though with 10 goals and 6 assists. Now the first player we're seeing retained in the Premier League is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's moved to Manchester City. If this happened in real life, that would be absolutely mental. But a 7.3 average rating with 8 goals and 9 assists, that's an absolutely insane season for the right back. Scrolling down just a little bit, we can see that Odegaard has switched allegiances to Tottenham, Mason Mount's gone to Everton, Rudiger has gone to Bayern Munich, Kovacic has also gone to Man City, Jorginho to Atletico Madrid, and Thiago to Montpellier. That's the most bizarre one we've seen so far. So let's take a quick look at the Premier League, and as you can see, the table is not actually that much different to what you'd expect in real life. Man City win it ahead of Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal up there in the top 4 as well, Newcastle actually up to 5th. That's pretty interesting. I suppose this actually benefited them quite well because they could redo their entire team, so they've obviously picked up a lot of decent players, obviously because they are able to splash a lot of cash with the Saudi Arabian money. Chelsea 6th, Man United 7th, so who's sort of dropped? I mean, it's not that different to real life. I mean, obviously Norwich have done better than they have done, and Leeds have done very well compared to what they did in real life, obviously, as have Burnley. But yeah, it's not changed the order hugely. You can also see that the top scorer of this season was Luis Diaz, who plays for Man City, Raul Jimenez for Tottenham, and Lewis Dobbin for Arsenal. Where did he come from? From Everton. Bruno Tabata, now he wasn't in the Premier League, was he, before? No, he's been signed from Sporting. Okay, so obviously quite a few signings going on. We'll take a look at those in a second with the highest average rating. Edison for Liverpool, obviously changed allegiance from Man City to Liverpool, and then Fabinho has gone to Leeds United. James Ward-Prowse, the free kick specialist, is at Newcastle, and then Stuart Dallas is now at Tottenham. So obviously we are interested in the free transfers that have gone on because obviously we released a lot of players, but I am interested to know what players were brought into the Premier League. So looking at the transfers this season, Otavio was the biggest transfer from Porto to Newcastle, but Man City then brought in 2 players there for around £30 million when you add it all together with all the things down the line. So there's been some pretty big transfers. Sergio Ramos from PSG to Man United. I guess Sergio Ramos was kind of surplus to requirements there after all the other good Premier League players went to PSG. So looking at the PSG team, I have just realised as well that the Man City players aren't on my shortlist, because when I made the shortlist, I was the Man City manager, and obviously you can't shortlist your own players. So actually PSG have signed a ton of Man City players as well. So as well as Van Dijk, Kante and Kane, they've also picked up Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne for their first team. And if we scroll down to the bench and the rest of the team, they've also got Tomiyasu as Pilaqueta, Areola as a backup keeper, but they've also picked up Raheem Sterling as well, and Gini Wijnaldum. And Jack Grealish for good measure. I mean, it's so many good talented players. Basically, Man City have become PSG. So a really interesting first season there. We're going to jump to season 5 now to see what else has changed. Before we do that though, make sure you do drop a like on the video if you are enjoying it so far. Would massively appreciate that, and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, as we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers eventually. So we are 5 years in the future now, and I think the first thing we'll do is have a look at the Premier League. And as you can see, Man City have won it every single season. They are absolutely dominant, with Kylian Mbappe scoring 27 goals for them. So they've been spending some big money. Interestingly though, Fulham have just come second, Newcastle third, Chelsea fourth, Man City fifth, and Norwich in sixth. Liverpool have dropped down massively to the point where they are now on par with Luton Town. Bournemouth right up there as well. This is an interesting Premier League table. And if we scroll back a couple of seasons, Newcastle are like an established top four team easily. Fulham are right up there too. The season before that, Newcastle wants to get in there. Fulham right up there. They are really establishing themselves as top teams, Newcastle and Fulham. Fulham also came second as well in season 2. This is, I'm shocked by Fulham's rise. They've done so well. And maybe the reason they've done so well is because they don't actually have many players who were in the Premier League originally. Now, they've signed Mason Mount, they've got Alexis McAllister, who was previously at Brighton, actually went to Pumas first, and then to Fulham after that. That's a really interesting career move there. £12 million they signed him for. They've also picked up Soyuncu, but he doesn't appear to be playing all that much. I say that, he's actually played 26 games this past season, but he went to Watford first before Fulham bought him. So other than signing some sort of like lesser Premier League players, they've really actually gone out and bought a lot of these players and have genuinely become an absolutely incredible team just because they have spent very wisely on some absolutely fantastic players. I mean, Wilfried Zaha was there briefly for them as well, which is a pretty decent signing. And they signed loads of decent players this past season, including Martial. That's an interesting one. He went to CSK Moscow after being released, obviously, from Manchester United. So Fulham have just done really well, essentially. I'm also very interested in this Man City team, and they have a lot of players that they got for free. Luis Diaz, obviously, we spoke about. Trent Alexander-Arnold, obviously, we spoke about. But this Kylian Mbappe deal, they got him on a free when his contract expired. So obviously in real life there was a big discussion about him going to Real Madrid, but in this version of the game he didn't sign his new contract with PSG, he went to Man City instead. Jamal Lewis as the starting left back seems like a bit of a weird signing, but obviously he's done very, very well for himself after he's been bought for 47 million after going to Lille on a free. So clearly he thrived massively in France. So going back to the shortlist again, Mohamed Salah has not left Real Madrid, he's stayed there. Kai Havertz has stayed at Hoffenheim. Odegaard has traded Tottenham with Juventus, but Kane is still at PSG. Trent still at Man City. Declan Rice has gone to Barcelona and has developed massively. Did he always go to Barcelona? He did, he's been there ever since, so congratulations Declan Rice. Reece James still at Real Madrid. Van Dijk is at PSG, as is Kante. Interestingly, Bruno Fernandes has gone to Chelsea. Was he always there? He was always at Chelsea. Okay, that's an interesting one. Saka at Bayern Munich has been there after he went to Salzburg first and then bought by Bayern Munich. And yeah, PSG still have like most of the Man City players in general. Right, I find this one a bit bizarre. Joe Gomez left Liverpool and went to Besiktas and has stayed there. Like, that's the weirdest transfer for me. I think we need to give him a call and see what's going on. Joe, why did you go to Besiktas? The benefits? What sort of benefits did they give you? Well, that links in quite nicely. Support for today's video is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and the Manscaped Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 4 million men who trust Manscaped worldwide with this exclusive offer for you with 20% off and free shipping with code TomFM at manscaped.com. So Manscaped were kind enough to send me over the Performance Package 4.0, which includes the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all of your goodies. Get 20% off and free shipping with code TomFM at manscaped.com. Doing so really helps your balls out, but it also really helps me and the channel out as well. So unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. I've also noticed as well, Montpellier have picked up quite a few players. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Thiago and Dele Alli. I hope they've done quite well. Looking at Ligue 1, they've not done quite well. PSG have won it, obviously. Although, yeah. But have PSG been able to win a Champions League? And the answer is yes, they have won one. And it's the most recent one, beating Bayern Munich in the final. Interestingly, not a single English winner from this. Man City did reach a final, but haven't won it. And it's Juventus who have gone on to win 3. So let's look at this Juventus team. They've picked up Mendy, Pascal Struijk, they've picked up Odegaard, they've picked up Kulusevski, although was he there originally because he was only on loan, wasn't he, at Tottenham? So that might be part of it. I can't see any other Premier League players that have gone there. Rodri, Man City, he's in there as well. So interestingly, they just developed a really solid team. They've also got Gabriel Slonina, who I think is going to be one of the best keepers in the world in the future. He is absolutely quality. Like, he's regular starter for Chicago Fire in the MLS, and he's 17 in real life right now. Like, he's going to be big. But clearly hasn't played that much for Juventus, so maybe I'm hyping up just a little bit. Okay, I'm sure there are plenty of people who want to be exploring this database. So what I'm going to do is leave it on the Patreon for everyone for free to explore. And if you do download it, let me know on Twitter with some of your favourite findings from what we've seen in today's video. I feel like it's been quite a fun one as well, so I think we could do more of these in the future with other leagues. So let me know down in the comments what you want to see. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have done, make sure you drop a like on the video for me, subscribe if you're new around here, and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, have a good one. Goodbye.